Long ago, when the world was still young, God looked upon the earth he had created. It was once filled with love, kindness, and peace. But over time, people's hearts became filled with greed, violence, and wickedness. They ignored God's ways and chose to live only for themselves. God was deeply saddened by what he saw. Yet among all the people on earth, there was one man who remained faithful. His name was Noah. Noah loved God with all his heart. He was honest, kind, and obedient. Even though everyone around him chose evil, Noah continued to walk with God. One day, God spoke to Noah. "Noah, the earth has become filled with violence and sin. I will send a great flood to cleanse the earth. But because you have remained faithful, I will save you and your family. Build a great ark according to the instructions I give you." God described every detail of the ark. It would be enormous, strong enough to survive the coming flood. It would have 3 levels, many rooms, and one great door. Although Noah had never seen a flood like the one God described, he trusted God completely. Without hesitation, Noah began building the ark. Day after day, year after year, Noah and his sons worked tirelessly. They cut massive trees, shaped huge wooden beams, and carefully followed every instruction God had given. As the giant ark slowly took shape, people gathered around to watch. They laughed, they mocked Noah. "Why are you building a ship so far from the sea?" they asked. "Has the old man lost his mind?" But Noah never argued. He simply continued working, knowing that obeying God was more important than pleasing people. Finally, after many years, the ark was complete. Then something incredible happened. Animals from every corner of the earth began making their way toward the ark. 2 by 2 they came. Powerful elephants walked beside tiny rabbits. Majestic lions strode peacefully alongside gentle deer. Tall giraffes, colourful birds, horses, bears, monkeys, wolves, and countless other creatures arrived exactly as God had promised. Noah welcomed every animal into the ark. Then Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives entered the ark. When everyone was safely inside, God himself closed the great door. Soon the sky grew dark. Heavy clouds covered the heavens. Then the rain began. At first it was gentle, but soon it became a mighty storm unlike anything the world had ever seen. Rain poured from the sky day and night. Water burst from beneath the earth. Rivers overflowed. Valleys disappeared beneath rising waters. Soon even the tallest mountains were covered. Everything outside the ark was swallowed by the flood. But inside the ark, Noah and his family remained safe because God was with them. The storm continued for 40 days and 40 nights. Even after the rain stopped, the waters covered the earth for many months. The ark floated peacefully wherever the waters carried it. Then, one day, God caused a great wind to blow across the earth, and slowly the floodwaters began to recede. Eventually, the ark came to rest upon the mountains. Noah waited patiently. To see whether the land had become dry, he sent out a raven. Later, he sent a dove. The dove returned because it could not find a place to rest. A week later, Noah sent the dove again. This time, it returned carrying a fresh olive leaf in its beak. Everyone rejoiced. It was a sign that new life had begun. After another week, Noah released the dove once more. This time, it did not return. The earth was finally dry. God spoke to Noah once again. "Come out of the ark with your family and all the living creatures. Be fruitful and fill the earth once more." Noah stepped onto dry land. His first act was not to build a house or plant crops. Instead, he worshipped God and thanked him for his protection. God was pleased with Noah's faithfulness. Then he placed a magnificent rainbow across the sky. God said, "This rainbow is the sign of my covenant with all living creatures. Never again will I destroy the whole earth with a flood. Whenever the rainbow appears, it will remind you of my everlasting promise." From that day forward, the rainbow became a symbol of God's love, mercy, and faithfulness. Noah's story reminds us that trusting God is not always easy. Sometimes others may laugh at our faith or question our choices. But Noah teaches us that obedience to God is always rewarded. When we trust God even in difficult times, He guides us, protects us, and keeps His promises. Because God's promises never fail, and faith always leads to hope.